Hello and welcome to this online version of Composition 2 English 1030. I'm Miss Orman. However, please know that since my last name has two last names, my email is Miss Everly. So it's everly@ucmo.edu. But please, in your communications with me via email or Zoom, feel free to call me Miss Orman. I'm so glad you're here in this accelerated version of Composition 2. This is a 6-week or 8-week, depending on which class you are enrolled in, online Composition 2 course. It is required that you have had Composition 1 before, so if that does not apply to you, please be sure to contact your academic advisor as soon as possible, whether you had it for dual credit, transfer credit, or here with us at UCM. The purpose of this course is to practice your academic writing skills, those critical thinking skills required to write complex academic papers. In addition, you'll be choosing from complex issues that you're going to write about, so it is going to encourage deep thought beyond black and white or superficial thinking about complex issues. Of course, one of the main goals is to improve your written communication skills as well as, by transfer, your other communication skills too. And although we know and recognize that not all career fields or majors or professions or lives are rich in writing inherently, once you advance to leadership positions in the world, in your job, in your profession, in your community, the writing requirements are usually more. So we want you to be prepared not just for your career and your civic life and your life in your community, but for leadership roles within that, for which writing skills and complex thought become more valuable. So with that in mind too, I want to remind you early and often that although other professors, other courses, other contexts may encourage or allow the use of AI-generated writing, this course is a writing course where our job is to teach you and your brain to do this type of thinking, writing, and research. So for that reason, the use of AI-generated writing is not allowed unless otherwise indicated. So the learning objectives here are part of that reason why, but you can see there are 3 columns, each in a different color here, that represent the 3 strands of our learning objectives. The writing process, so just like in Composition 1, we will go through the process together. You'll have brainstorming assignments, researching assignments, outline assignments, etc. Rhetorical strategies in the middle essentially means writing effectively and communicating effectively. And the research and documentation requirements, documentation of sources, are more in depth in Composition 2. This is a research-based writing class, so every paper we write will include your own research, and that research will be more complex. We'll be doing more scholarly and academic types of research and reading, using, and understanding those sources in this class. And early and often, I'll remind you that this is an accelerated course. However, we do the same amount of work. It is inherently difficult because we do the same amount of papers, but in a much shorter time frame. So what that means is it's just more compressed and compact. So the turnaround time between papers, there is no resting time between papers and large assignments in this course. Every week is really packed. It is very important if you are committing to this course and staying in it that you have enough time in your schedule to do this amount of work very quickly. So you can definitely expect to spend several hours a week working on this course. Here is our text for this course. We use the short 5th edition of Practical Argument. It is important to have the updated edition because MLA has recently updated, and so the updated edition has the most recent MLA information. Please be sure you have that textbook right away, as very soon you will have assignments requiring you to use information from the first several chapters. This is also going to function as our MLA guidebook, so there will be a lot of questions about how to cite things in MLA. I will often refer you back to the textbook. The schedule that I really recommend is that you start work on Mondays with getting acquainted with what's due that week, and you begin some of the coursework. Often, but not always, on Wednesdays, checkup work will be due. And by checkup work, I mean like textbook chapter quizzes or a short assignment practicing some sort of skill. So smaller assignments like that we will call checkup work. Checking up on skills or checking up on your reading to make sure you're getting the information that you need to be successful. Process assignments, however, will often but not always be due on Friday, and those are things related to the writing process for particular papers, like a brainstorming assignment, an outline, a rough draft, a research assignment, or the final draft. So process work is generally due then towards the end of the week. Don't wait until Friday to start it though. You want to get started on all work earlier in the week. I want to note too that in an abbreviated, accelerated course, staying caught up on work is extremely important. Students who struggle in this class are students who get behind and try to turn in things quite late. In a writing course, everything is arranged sequentially. So we do the brainstorming, then we do the outline in a way that makes sense for your learning and for your writing process. So for that reason, the late work policies are a little more strict in this course because it's so important for your functioning well in this course and also for mine, since I have to get things back to you very quickly as well. Your weekly checklists, you will get one for every single week, and this is where you should start every week, except for this week where you have a getting started checklist. But open up the weekly checklist every week. It's even better than the course schedule because every week you will have this checklist that reminds you what to do, what to complete each day, what's recommended to do each day, reminders of due dates that are coming up, reminders of what to submit. So it will look like this, except of course with filled in information. As for the type of work we do in this class, you can see here there are 3 large papers, and the papers increase in size and complexity, so they also increase in points. Your particular class may have slightly different point values here, but it will look very similar. Checkup work here is worth a smaller slice of the pie. Those are things like those quizzes and small assignments. And then the process work here is so integral to the writing process and to the success in those papers that you can see that takes up a large chunk as well. Again, please always feel free to email me with questions you have, whether it's questions over a due date, questions over your work, if you need help or guidance on a paper topic. Always email. I check my email frequently, and I look forward to hearing from all of you at some point during this course. Don't forget to now continue your way through the Getting Started checklist. Bye!